Hello there and welcome to this rant blog. Now, this blog here is a rant, basically.
We've never done a rant before, but we think it's about time we did one.
Well, yeah, we think it is. There's been a couple of problems.
There's a lot of things that have changed over the past year.
That's right. This has also been the first audio blog we've done, which is quite nice. We decided to do something different for you. We sound all cool. We'll probably sound all fuzzy. That's because
we apologise if we sound awful. We're having a few technical difficulties.
We are having a few. The mixing desk's a bit peculiar today. I'm sorry. Okay, so I think Anthony had wanted to start with some talk about the changes to YouTube over the past year.
Right. Basically, we all know it's changed, and unfortunately, it's changed for the worse. Notably, WMG, or Warner Music Video Group, have started muting videos for people using their songs. Now, we don't get a lot of copyright info, it's fair to say, do we?
That's true.
We've had a couple, but it's been little bits, and that is actually quite annoying.
Yeah.
What bothers me is, if they're gonna mute it, can they just mute the bit that their stuff's in? Do they have to mute the whole thing?
Yeah, because if you spent a lot of time on a video and then they've muted the whole audio,
you're going to have to do the whole thing again.
Exactly. I mean, if it would be better in the first place if perhaps they sent you some kind of notification saying, listen, on this video you've used blah 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 blah. We don't like it. Can you take it off? And I'm sure people would be more than happy to take it off. And as long as they still have the files, they can re-upload the video with something else.
And then if the people don't take it off, fair enough.
Fair enough. But of course, you've got to think as well, there are occasions where people haven't logged in for a long while.
Exactly.
It's a two-sided argument, I will agree.
I recently read somewhere that this all started because YouTube stopped paying them the monthly money to use the music. Now, they were getting $10 million a month, and WMG felt that wasn't enough. And I find that quite, frankly, ridiculous, considering what's going on in the world at the moment. We're in a recession.
Yeah.
The world is struggling, and I think it's not helping at all. I think it's quite ridiculous.
I never actually read that particular article, but that's what it was, because a lot of what was happening, because a lot of these places like Warner Music Group and other recording studios and things have their own YouTube channels where they do upload songs recorded on their album.
They don't upload everything.
But what it mainly was people uploading their stuff from CDs to put on things, and some people, in fact, this is what I do agree with. Some people weren't even uploading music videos. I don't think there's anything wrong with music videos, because unless you're watching a music video channel, you're never going to see the music video otherwise, aren't you? So then it's been wasted anyway. But it was people just putting on, saying, this is Music Sounds Better With You by Stardust or whatever, and then just putting a picture on, and it was just the track.
It's just basically the song.
Fair enough. Those ones I do agree with, because essentially that's just saying, right, here, I've bought it, it hasn't cost us that much, but now you need never buy it because you can just rip it off here.
Yeah, we do agree with that. However, we don't agree with the second policy. He's not dying, people. He's just
I'm just having a coughing fit.
Take us, for example. We make sketches and we use bits of music, like credits, opening sequences.
Yeah, that's true.
And they've been taken off. And they are our own stuff, and it really is annoying us now.
It is irritating, especially when music is concerned. I mean, even theme tunes, it is difficult if you are doing a spoof of a particular TV program,
say the Doctor Who or something.
Yeah, well, because that's a widely used one.
You're going to have to use the theme tune.
You kind of have to use the theme tune, otherwise, people don't quite know what it is, and it could just be passed off as a rubbish imitation. Exactly. I mean, fair enough. Now we do have the facilities to do our own versions and things. But I mean, it would still be that same piece of music.
Exactly.
I mean, a while ago, there's a guy on here that we know called Matthew Brown, whose channel is called MB Database, and he did the opening sequence. He did the CGI elements of the opening sequence for our series of Doctor Who, and he did a fantastic job. And because we wanted it based more or less on today's series of Doctor Who, he used the music from the current series.
Well, he would have to.
Because he used it even to fit the CGI to when things came in, he used the music as a cue. And if we can't use that music, that whole work he's done making everything fit to the music has been wasted. And when it's his own work, I think it's very frustrating.
Exactly.
And then to put it up without the music, it does lose something. It does.
Without the music, it's nothing.
I mean, fair enough, since then, we've had a different video up with that opening sequence, the newer version of the opening sequence.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of music that I had mixed. I had mixed two different versions of the theme tune together, and I don't know whether that's permitted, because it's still, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But I mean, what I want to know is, even if I use my synthesizer and my equipment here, and I recorded my own version of the theme tune, would that still be copyrighted because of the tune, or is it just the recordings that they do? That's what I want to know.
Credit to YouTube, they have brought in the audio swap.
They have.
But
unfortunately, the things on the audio swap don't always match what you wanted. I mean, that's the whole point. You've made this video, and a lot of times you've made the video to match the music that you knew you were going to choose from the beginning. If they go in and just put an audio swap on, it loses something, doesn't it?
Take the Othello video. I mean, the music doesn't match it at all.
That's right. Anthony, for his coursework, was it last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
Last year, did a photo story with photoshopped images featuring a lot of people that we know just from school to tell the story of Othello. He then put the photographs into a video and put the video on YouTube. And he had used some soundtrack music. He had taken so it wasn't even big important themes or anything like that. It wasn't a well-known bit of music.
We're talking 10 seconds each here.
We're talking
that's it.
Snippets of lasting about 10 seconds each of bits of music that people otherwise wouldn't hear anyway.
Exactly.
And he put them to it. But now they've come in and saying, what was it? Was it Titanic or something like that? Because it wasn't that My Heart Will Go On theme tune. It was some of the orchestral music from the film score. And they've come on and they've said, actually, no, you can't do that. And they've taken it off. They muted the video. So Anthony's had to go into audio swap and have another bit of music on.
And it's a chase scene, and it doesn't work at all.
The only thing he could find that was close enough to what he used in the first place actually is nothing like what he wanted. So I think it might be an idea if YouTube take a page out of... there's an editing program which I have called Pinnacle Studio, which has a smart sound thing, something like that. And it has some generic music. Like it's got happy music, sad music, angry music, chase music, orchestra. It's got all these different kind of categories. So whatever you're going to do, that if you pick a music from that category, it's going to sound like what you want it to sound. I think for the audio swap, YouTube would be much better off doing something like that. Because then you know that at least if you can't use the music that you want, you can...
You've got a better choice.
Exactly, you've got a better choice, and you know that whatever you choose is going to match a bit better than just some other recording, because there are actually recordings by bands and things.
There are some licensed bands on there. There are some. I know YouTube are trying to get more, but they wouldn't be the ones that most people would use at the moment. That's
true. So there are unknowns. So that's the copyright bit.
Basically, we just want to know what Scott mentioned about the mixing. Is that okay? And how long this is going to go on for.
Yeah.
Because, from my personal point of view, I think YouTube is going to start losing a lot of people through this. I think it's going to start losing many, many people for this.
Yeah. Was there anything else on the rant agenda?
I think that was it.
Mainly the copyright stuff. I mean, there's
we could go on for hours.
There is a lot of other stuff we could rant about because, in the past year, the country's gone to shit, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, we all know whose fault that is, the man with the stupid eyebrows. Can't use a calculator. If you're listening to this, I hate you, by the way. I would just like to put forward the name Matthew Brown.
Yeah.
I think he can do your job a lot better. And Gordon Brown, I can certainly do your job a lot better.
Goodbye. This is KRC Radio, signing off.